Not super. Welcome back to the stream. It's Saturday. It's Sunday. Saturday. It's Saturday. And we are back. Me and Matit. Say hello.
Hi guys, what's going on?
And we are once again back to talk about WandaVision episode 3. We watched it yesterday. I watched it all, I think, 3 times already.
Yeah,
I watched it for the reaction. We watched it together, and today I watched it again. So 3 times is a charm,
and you
and
edited the reaction, so
yeah, so four
one extra
times.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4 times. And yeah, we are here to talk about it like always. Hello, everybody who's here. If anybody's here, say hello in the chat. Of course, if you have any questions, you can leave it in the chat. And of course, spoilers heavy review. So if you don't want to know anything about the show and what happened in episode 3, still watch the stream, but watch it on mute because you don't
mm,
want to know anything. But our
yeah,
beautiful faces, I think, are enough to just admire the things that are going on, even though you're not going to hear anything. Hopefully, everything is working. So, yeah, we are here to talk about it. How's it going, Matits, by the way?
it's going pretty well.
It's pretty
You
well.
know, a little hungover today, but it's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, let's start talking about WandaVision episode 3. Tell me, Matits, your overall thoughts.
I enjoyed it a lot. It might be my favorite episode. I want things to start happening.
If I said that I like the first 2 episodes and I like the show, I think the third episode made me love the show. I think that, like you said, it happened. Much more things happened, even though I still want more things to happen. And Marvel is doing a really good job giving us uh, enough tension to be like, oh my god, I want this fourth episode tomorrow, not in a week. This is probably one of the most bingeable things that is
No,
out there. I wouldn't mind all 9 episodes at once. I would watch them all together. But the anticipation is there, and I think that's good as well. So we have like 9 weeks of only Marvel talking, and then we get Winter Soldier, Falcon thingy, and then Loki and all the things after that. But yeah, what else is there to say? Is like you said, you like the episode. What did you like the most about it? What was the best part?
I I liked the little hints at the bigger things. I liked Elizabeth Olsen at the end, like with I think that she might be like a villainous presence in this show.
Could be, could be.
I I like the mystery, like with the doctor and like him saying like it's hard to escape this town, and the other players. Uh, we are when Herb was trying to like warn Vision.
Yeah.
I like just couldn't because like what were they afraid, or like are they under surveillance, or what is going on there? But yeah, and also Monica Rambeau, I think that like with her character is just like things are like starting to like crash, and I cannot wait to see where it all leads. So I think that the entire like info resolving mystery part was my favorite part of this episode.
And I would say that the best part of this episode was Elizabeth Olsen. I think
Yeah.
she is, even though everybody is incredible, acting is on point, but the way she quickly switches between this bubbly, like sitcom personality into this menacing, stone cold eyes Wanda
Yeah.
Maximoff. It's absolutely incredible. Like you said, the last 5-6 minutes kind of hinted towards that maybe Wanda is the main villain of this, and that
Mm-hmm.
she is like really gonna be the one who in the future of MCU is gonna be like one of the main villains. I mean, she
Maybe, yeah,
is
could
very,
be.
very strong. But even though we got more hints towards what's going on, it's still confusing. it
Hmm.
still is confusing, especially with all the characters that are around Wanda. I think everybody else, it's really hard to pinpoint where they actually are and for who are they working, who is controlling them. Is somebody controlling Wanda? Is Wanda in control what is going on? It's really difficult to actually tell and um, see who is in control, and is there a bigger threat than Wanda that is overseeing this whole thing. But in this episode, we see that, especially the glitch part, when
Hmm.
Wanda is not okay with the reality that is going on, she's like, nope, Vision, go backwards and say something different.
Yeah.
And she's okay after that. But the question that I have, yeah, yeah,
And
say,
also I have another question.
okay.
Just ask yours first.
Uh, I was talking about Vision. Why do you think Vi- we know Vision is dead? Or the last time we
Yeah.
saw him, he was dead.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that he is the suspicious one in this
Hmm.
show,
Yeah.
which is kind of confusing me. What was the way she created this reality, or somebody else brought Vision back, or because he's like this synthezoid or whatever she says in this
Yeah.
episode, because he is like this part machine, part this Infinity
And
Stone
yeah, he's an android. Yeah.
android. Is he back? Is
You know
he
what I
back?
think? I think that it could very well be that he is just inside her head. Because listen, when he starts suspecting stuff, and she rewinds the time once again in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
he then all of a sudden just goes along with the sitcom reality. Like, it doesn't really doubt anything anymore. It
True
could
that.
be that Vision presents a part of her.
Maybe like her subconscious.
Yeah, because I don't really get how, with her just rewinding that time back a couple of seconds, would stop Vision from once again thinking
Yeah,
the exact same thing.
that's an
It's
interesting
just,
theory. Yeah,
yeah, I started to think about it, like, because it could be like part of her that is doubtful,
yeah.
that will be like the Vision's role in this show. And I mean, yeah, I
That's
just it
actually
just kind of,
like
yeah,
one of the best theories I've heard. I mean, it could be like you said. Every time, first of all, we know that she is the one who's rewinding the time. We know
hmm,
that because in the second episode, she did it with the beekeeper.
yeah,
She did it, and we go back, and she's okay with the reality that happened. Um, and now in the third episode, she did it again because the
hmm,
only two that were in the room were those two, and I don't know why anybody else wouldn't be okay. Well, it could be like a bigger threat that is not okay with subconscious figuring out what is going on and that something is wrong, and that's why somebody else rewound the time. But I
could
think
also
it's
be
Wanda.
that. Yeah,
But I
I
think
think
it's
it's
Wanda.
heavily implied that it's Wanda.
Wanda,
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
and also because I think that she's constantly having doubts, and she's constantly fighting herself, and like, no, I want this perfect life, and that's that. I'm not gonna even think about that. But then she just can't help it, like with in the moment where she starts talking about her brother,
mhm.
like she just couldn't help it. And I think that that part of her is fighting back, and I think that's gonna be like the main conflict towards the end of this show, and maybe even into the further Marvel movies.
And it also, if you really think about it, the majority of the times that somebody is suspicious of what is going on, it's Vision.
Hmm.
It's like from Vision's perspective. Yes, like she snaps out when she's talking about her brother. She also was at the dinner table. Like she was the one who said like Vision do something.
Hmm.
But especially in this third episode, like Vision is suspicious with the Doctor twice. Then you've got the Herbert moment when he's like glitching, like cutting
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
wall.
I don't know what was up with that. Yeah.
I, it's really hard to say like, especially I think Herbert is like a, let's say, an agent of some sorts. I don't know
Mhm.
who's like, I don't know, Sword, Shield, Ames, or Mephistos, or somebody else. Uh,
Yeah.
but I think Agnes is the one who has the most control outside Vision and Wanda, because she was the one who says stop it. And interesting, if you noticed, it kind of like was similar to the stop it from the dinner scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Some
maybe.
people
Yeah, I
said
should go
it's kind
back and
of
check it out.
similar. So is Agnes like multiple characters,
Hmm.
or I don't know. It's really, but your theory about Vision being like Wanda's subconscious, I think that could be true. That could be true.
Yeah, I just literally just thought about it when you said like she rewinds it back again, and I was like, yeah, but wouldn't that like why would that change Vision's mind?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like maybe I think that I th- it could be I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but I think it could be like that Vision is also just Wanda's mind in this show. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it
Could
could be.
be.
It honestly could be. I think that's a possibility. That it's very interesting and very. Um, it's like in front of our noses, like that
Yeah.
he could be her subconscious. But yeah, overall story. It's set in the 70s. This episode, like Brady Bunch style from the 70s. We've got it in
Hmm.
color. WandaVision in color. It says it in the
Yeah.
intro.
And
Uh,
it's also the title of the episode,
yeah,
now in color.
and I love Paul Bettany's hair. Um,
Oh yeah, it's
uh,
unbelievable.
and we've got, of course, Wanda pregnant. Like all of a sudden, after 12 hours, she's pregnant, and now she's 6, 8 months, 9 months at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
and we have twins. So the twins are like a very big thing in the comics. Speed and I don't know what's the name of the other, but Billy and Tommy in this case.
Hmm.
That those names are actually in the comics as well, but their superhero names are like Speed and something else. I don't know what's the other one. Um, but do you think when they were talking about names and she
Mm.
was pregnant, and when the first one is Tommy, when Vision says Tommy, and
Yeah.
he kind of accepts the the name that Wanda wanted, do you think that at that moment she decided we need another one? Or was that just like
Yeah.
planned beforehand? I don't know.
I don't. I really couldn't say. Maybe yeah to kind of like because I think that the theory is like she wants to have everything perfect here, and I think that it could be uh, the thing that she's like, oh, we didn't agree on the names, so I'm just gonna use both of our names. So
Mm.
it could be that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting. Even though, yes, I knew beforehand that she has twins with him from the comics,
Mhm.
but the way it was implied in this episode was like,
Yeah,
did
in the context of the
yeah,
story, yeah.
did she decide like right then, like at that moment? Oh yeah, we need another one. Um,
It could be.
but
It
a
could be.
question that I have for you: do you think these twins are actually real? Like when everything is
I,
done and over.
no, because it took a 1 day. I didn't, it took 1 day for them to be born. So I know I don't think it's. I'm gonna say no. It's just part of this illusion world.
Like her perfect
Yeah,
life that she wants with
yeah. I think
Vision.
that she just has a midlife crisis, and this is her
There's
way
a,
of coping with it.
yeah, could be, could be. Well, there has been a lot of theories about when the butterflies fly away and the
Oh,
what,
that's a Miley Cyrus song.
yeah,
Go on.
and the water breaking scene.
Yeah,
That's babies doing,
yeah. I
because
also heard that.
the
Yeah.
twins are very powerful. Especially one of them has like all the powers that Wanda has,
Mm.
uh, and the way it was done, it wasn't very conventional. Because and even with the butterflies, she said, I didn't do that, or I don't know if I did that. Um,
Yeah.
and with the water like it came out of the ceiling. So I'm wondering really if the twins are actually real, and because they are a big thing in the comics, and then after that, Young Avengers, how are they gonna explain if they actually are real? So
I don't. I, I don't think that even. It's very tough for me to say if even in this show we're gonna have a lot of focus on those twins. Do you see that there are going to be big plot points in certain episodes about them? Because I don't know.
I don't think they're gonna be a big plot points, but first thing that I noticed, the babies are already huge. They shouldn't be.
Yeah,
They're like 5 6 months old.
it's literally gonna be like the movie Vivarium.
Yeah, they're gonna
The
grow up so
kids
quickly.
growing up so fast. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that at the end of the show we get to see teenagers. I wouldn't be surprised.
Could be.
Just because, I mean, we are jumping through decades. We had 50s, we have 60s, we have 70s. The next one is
Yeah.
going to be the 80s. So we are jumping 10 years in this reality. I don't know if everything jumps 10 years. I mean, we saw that everybody like hasn't aged at all, but could that happen to the babies? I don't know. Um, it's interesting, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the next. I mean, like I said, this is so bingeable. I want all the episodes right now.
Yeah, I think that if we would get like all 9 episodes, we would watch all of them through like
Yeah,
four
for
times already.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, we would know it, like we would have it in our minds, like just the entire show already.
Another question that I have, as we
Yeah.
mentioned, we think that maybe Wanda could be the main villain of this story, of this show.
Hmm.
But what the heck is up with Sword and Shield, and who's bad and who's good? What are they trying to achieve? Like, I'm confused about that, because so far in the MCU, we know that even though Shield did a lot to protect the humanity and everybody on the
Hmm.
Earth, in the universe, but they did some fucked up shit
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think I think it's going to be very similar to like the first Thor movie, you know, with the hammer and them like building a compound around it and everything, uh, and just examining it and everything. That's why we will also have Kat Dennings back. I think that it's just an event happened and they kind of like traced it to Wanda, but they don't know what's going on. So I think that it is just like I think that they're just researching it.
No,
So
okay.
I would say
Yeah,
that's maybe it. I don't think that there is like an agenda from like Sword here. I think that they definitely want to like figure out what's happening, but I don't know if it comes like the evil things come from inside of that. I wouldn't say that.
don't you think that maybe there's a potential that Sword wants to tap in the multiverse if they know
Hmm.
what Wanda is capable of? Now, if she is the creator of this reality, not just
Yeah.
controlling it, but she is the creator. Maybe Sword is like, oh my god, we can fix so many stuff with her powers. So maybe that's the agenda. I think
I
one of
I
the
I.
agencies, if there's multiple agencies, because there's
Hmm.
been talks that Sword and Shield are two different departments. You've got Hydra, you've got AIM, you've got so many different things. I think that the agency, one of the agencies, or maybe every agency that is in this show,
Hmm.
has some agenda towards Wanda, not just protecting her, but something else.
But I don't think that there's like I don't think that they have the knowledge of the multiverse yet. I think that she will create. I think that she will just tear a hole in reality, and all of these multiple realities will kind of blend in by the end of the show. If I would have to predict, if I would have to bet on how multiverse will be created in MCU, I think it has something to do with WandaVision.
Okay, it could be. At the end, it could be anything. So far, we really don't know how the
Hmm.
multiverse is gonna happen, but we know it's gonna happen in WandaVision. That we know
Yeah.
for sure because it's been
I
confirmed.
mean, I don't think it has been confirmed that the multiverse will happen here.
Well, I think that the beginnings of multiverse are gonna be started here in WandaVision. I think
Okay.
that everything that happens, let's say in the last two episodes, are gonna be the cause of what is the future of MCU and multiverse. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, somebody in the comments says Billy and Tommy were twins, supposedly born to Scarlet Witch and Vision. In reality, they were magical constructs created by Wanda's hex powers. Okay. It was revealed that she used silvers of Mephisto's life essence to give her children souls. Tommy and Billy were eventually reabsorbed by Mephisto and ceased to exist. That's in the comics. Okay.
Yeah, it could something like
It
that could
could be
happen.
like, I mean, like I said, like we said multiple times, and even like all the producers at Marvel say, they take like things from the comics and try to interpret them in their own way. So that doesn't mean it's gonna be the same. Like the no mutants anymore. Maybe more mutants is gonna be the thing now. Who knows? But yeah, if that's in the comics, it is in the comics, but not. It's not necessarily a thing that's gonna happen in this show or in general in MCU. Um,
Yeah. And
um,
also interesting thing that I heard point out, uh, when Herb and Agnes were talking to Vision,
mhm.
and they were kind of like suspicious of
Geraldine.
Geraldine, yeah, and Agnes says she doesn't even have a home,
Hmm.
kind of like meaning that because Wanda is the creator of this entire world, she gave to every single one of these characters their homes. So I
Hmm.
think that they couldn't be like implants. I think that I don't know
Yeah,
if
well,
they're
but the first
creations
thing,
of
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
say, yeah, finish.
because if everybody has their own home and she says that Geraldine have a home in this world, that would imply that Geraldine is an outsider that has come in here undercover. That I think that would make sense. But if other people, Herb and Agnes, are agents, why would Wanda give them homes in this reality?
I mean, that's why I think that there is somebody else
Yeah, who would made this, right?
who would
Yeah,
make this.
that would make sense.
Maybe Wanda created this reality, but somebody sees the opportunity and
Yeah,
like
it's messing with
is
it.
messing with it. And that's why I
It's
think,
altering it.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
somebody
altering
is
it.
altering the
And
reality.
that's why I think Agnes, Herb, and all the other NPCs, let's call them NPCs, we don't,
Hmm.
Dottie and the mustache husband, I don't know what his name,
Uh,
uh, are on one bridge or on one side, and then you've got Monica, Geraldine on the other side. But the way when when the whole thing happens and Wanda is like bye bye, bye bye, and go outside, I was surprised the way Sword acted, because Sword was the one who was like outside and with the helicopters and everything. Maybe they were afraid
hmm.
and they didn't know what the heck is going on and who was ejected from
Yeah.
this reality.
Well, I think that the simple explanation here would be just that uh, because I'm staying with my theory that Monica is undercover and she doesn't work for any of these agencies, or I don't know. So I think it's just as simple that they're just examining this entire thing that was made there, and if anything happens, like they just saw a person fly out, of course they're going to like react in a way like, what is that, what if it's dangerous? So I think it's not like it's not a clue that they were aggressive towards her. I think it's just kind of like, oh, somebody came out of this reality, so something is happening, we have to be cautious. I think it's just that.
But why do you think then she had like the sword necklace, just to blend
I
in?
think it's uh, I think it's an undercover thing. I think that because she was asked, wasn't Wanda was asking her about the necklace, right?
Yeah, because I mean, Wanda
It
saw that
Yeah,
logo
it
on the
could be to
beekeeper.
provoke her. It could be to provoke her.
Maybe it could
Yeah,
be, it could be. But as you said that, and Agnes said she has no home. I mean, the
yeah,
first thing when she comes in the flat where Wanda and Vision are staying, she says the pipes broke in my apartment.
Oh,
So she has
nice.
home
That's
in this reality.
yeah. But what if she just said that?
It could be. It could be. To get
Yeah.
in and say that the thing that happened to Wanda and Vision happened to her as well. Could be. But the first
Mm-hmm.
thing she says was like, the pipes broke. Like all the pipes in my apartment exploded.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's just a way to kind of like connect with her, like for Wanda to be like, oh, that happened to us as well, to be kind of like more welcoming.
mhm.
I think it could be that.
But let's talk about the biggest scene and the biggest, let's say, hint back to all old MCU.
Hmm.
The scene between Monica Rambeau, or Geraldine in this case, and Wanda, when Wanda is singing Lullaby in Sokovian,
Hmm.
of course, and she mentions that she was a twin as well. And we hear Pietro's name dropping. Is
Yeah.
that a hint we're gonna see Aaron Taylor Johnson in this show?
Yes,
Okay, you say.
because there is a moment in the trailer when that I believe is a flashback, or maybe her examining her past life with with her touching the Mind Stone
Mhm.
and it exploding. I think that's from the because she looks exactly the same as in Age of Ultron,
Yeah,
or in the post-credit scene of Winter
Winter
Soldier,
Soldier.
to be exact. Yeah, I think that's the flashback, and I think that we will see Aaron Taylor Johnson, and I'm all for that. I
Yeah,
want him
yeah.
back.
I don't care if it's in a flashback way or let's bring him back. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson is an amazing actor, and I want to see him more in MCU. So I wouldn't mind that. But when she mentions Pietro, why
Hmm.
do you think Geraldine says what she says? Why would she say that? I mean, it, and the
Mm,
one thing that kind of confuses me as well, does this reality, whatever it is and whoever controls it, does it take your does
yeah,
it
it
capture,
messes
yeah,
with you a
it
little
messes
bit.
it with you because it it looked like when she mentions Pietro, when Wanda mentions Pietro, like Monica like wakes up, like you could see her being flustered and kind of figuring out why the heck
Hmm.
is she in here. Is that the reason why she said that? Because I don't think, first of all, we know it wasn't the best idea to say that because of what happened, but
Yeah,
wouldn't you know that that is not the best idea to say?
I think that whenever you go, because when she kind of like fell out of the this reality, it kind of looks like a portal. You have to walk through something.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like distortion of reality, or
Yeah,
I don't know.
true that.
I think that kind of fries you up and kind of like maybe makes you accept the reality that you're in. Like dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you find yourself in the middle of the dreams, and you're like, oh, it's completely normal when you're dreaming it. But then as soon as like she mentioned Pietro, she's kind of like maybe like deja vu starts coming in, and she's kind of like starts realizing. I think similar to being on autopilot when you are there and you have to be like challenged or provoked to for you to start taking control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's it it is kind of confusing why she said that,
Mhm.
because I immediately knew something's gonna go wrong here. I mean,
Yeah.
when Monica starts saying, like, didn't wasn't he killed by Ultron? Um, but yeah, so, Pierre says in the flashbacks we will see the origin of her power. In the trailer, it is a blue explosion, and the Soul Stone was in a blue protection in the Loki scepter. Yeah, I mean, I
It
don't
wasn't
think.
it wasn't it an orange explosion in the trailer?
Yeah, in the trailer was orange explosion. But anyway, when you mentioned the portal, it looked like static, and I
Hmm. Yeah.
remember in the trailer we see that like that like force
Force
field,
field,
like
let's say. Yeah.
her powers like red and like
Hmm.
purple and all mixed up. So far it's not the same. I don't know if
It's just. I think it's just an evolution of visual effects. You know, you see in a lot of these big budget, big special effects movies that sometimes visual effects aren't the same in the actual movie as they are in the trailer. I think it's just the progression of the post production. But it could maybe also be changing. But I never like pay much attention to that stuff, like when I see certain things different in the actual movies from the trailers, because they are figuring things out in the post production and stuff.
Yeah, and Pierre says that we're gonna see it in flashbacks. I don't think we're gonna have any flashbacks, except there's been a theory out there that the fourth episode is gonna be told from Monica's perspective, which I wouldn't mind. I
Oh, of
think
course,
it
yeah,
would be
that'd be great.
awesome to see how the heck she got in. Uh,
Because we didn't get that one shot, in the it could maybe also be just cut from the show,
yeah, it could.
because in the trailer you see Mike flying back in the actual town,
Mm-hmm.
but in this show we just see her fly out of the like portal, out
Yeah.
of the field. Like we didn't get that one shot that is in the actual city,
Mm.
like her zapping back. So it could be like an ending of the next episode as well, told from a different perspective.
Mm. And it also, I'm like 80% sure that we're gonna from the fourth episode forward, we're gonna see much more of real world. I think we're gonna get more of what is happening on the outside of this reality to kind of tell us why and who and what the heck is going on. I think we're gonna get Jimmy Wong. I think it's his name from Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Like Randall Park. I think Jimmy Wong is his character name.
yeah.
Kat Dennings has to be in this show. She was in the trailer. But the one thing that I cannot wait when he appears, if it hasn't been confirmed, but on the cast list is Evan Peters.
Yeah.
So of course, he's Quicksilver in X-Men universe. Now X-Men are part of, well, they are back in at Marvel, but I think Evan Peters is not gonna be Quicksilver. He's gonna be the big bet of the show.
Yeah, it would be so just kind of like disappointing if we would just see some sword agent and it would just
Yeah,
be Evan
no,
Peters,
no.
and I would be like, huh, okay.
It'd be
You
like
know,
in Tenet when Aaron Taylor Johnson appears, and you're like, "Oh my God, Aaron Taylor
that's right.
Johnson! Who are you?" Well, yeah, he's a soldier.
Yeah, he's a soldier.
Yeah, I
And
don't want that.
like it's same as with the Rise of Skywalker, like
Oh, with
is it like Dominic Monaghan?
yeah,
That's his
Dominic
name, right?
Monaghan. Yeah,
Yeah, we're like, yeah, he's gonna be like one of the Knights of Ren. No, he's just
he
a
just
resistance guy there in the
there that
background.
says two lines, I think.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, okay.
Pierre says that it is an orange explosion, but in the last one, the color has changed in blue in the last trailer. So it looks. I mean, they always alter the colors and trailers, so you never actually really know what's in the show or movie. So it could be. It could be. What do you want from the fourth episode? Besides, like knowing more about what the heck is going on. Of course, everybody wants more of information, more information about what the heck is going on.
I wouldn't mind if the fourth episode would just be from the reality perspective, like with Monica and everything. Like, just give me like half an hour of that. That could be interesting, like with them like finding this thing, because we need something. We need something more, because we are slowly getting into the second half of this story.
True that.
So I think that we're going to. I mean, I would want if we are going to see the real world, and if we don't even get anything from Wanda and Vision. But
it could be interesting. I really like when shows, like for an episode, just not that they don't like acknowledge what happened in the first few episodes, but if you get a point of view from somebody else, I think that would be like a refreshment of this sitcom, like sitcom 1, 2, 3, and then going forward. But like you said, I want more of the outside. What are they trying to achieve? Who is Sword actually, and what's their play in this show? I want to know that. I want to see Randall Park. Like, he's in the show. Tell me what the heck is he doing here? Uh, and I wouldn't mind, like you said, we are approaching the middle of the show. I wouldn't mind a glimpse of who the actual villain is if it's not Wanda.
Yeah.
Like a hint, or just drop a name. Like, I don't know. Cut the last shot of the fourth episode is like Agnes saying, "I made a deal with me," and
Yeah.
that's the cut, or something like that. I wouldn't mind that, but I like this episode a lot, and I want more.
Yes.
I
And
think
are you? What do you think about the runtime?
I don't mind it at all. I think
Yeah,
it
me neither.
flows really well. I do believe we're gonna get longer episodes from 5 on,
Yeah.
just because so far it has been like 3 25-minute long. I think something around there.
Yeah, I
So
think it
let's
was
say that's
around half an hour.
yeah. So that's 75 minutes or 90 minutes of footage, and we have 6 more. Yeah, it's been said that we are getting 6 hours of content, so they have to be longer.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it at all. I think it flows really well. It combines humor with this what the fuck is going on really well.
Yeah.
And I think, like we both said, we're gonna get more of real world and more fucked up shit in the Westview. I think we're gonna get more of that. And I don't mind if the fourth episode is everything's about what's happening on the outside. And like I said, I want like a hint towards who's the bad guy. If it's Wanda, I don't mind. I would like to see Wanda going crazy.
I think that I think that we're gonna hear if the next episode is from the perspective of the outside world. I think that we will start getting explanations about like who's doing that, or what are the theories, or how did that happen, and everything. I think that could be awesome.
Yeah, I think it's not that it's necessary, but I think we are approaching like episodes where it's kind of now tell us more about what the actual plot is. Because even though I really enjoyed all 3 episodes and I like how they're taking it slow and it's a mystery, I don't want to be in the blue like for 8 episodes and then in the 9 episodes everything explodes.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
So I think we're gonna get more information, more of the outside. We're gonna get a cameo or a glimpse of something bigger that is like the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think we don't know everything yet. You know how Marvel is.
I mean, even though yes, in the trailers we see shots probably from the future episodes, I think the trailers were really well constructed. That we don't now from now on nobody has seen 4th and 5th until the 9th episodes because the first 3 were released for the press. So everybody's now up in the air and waiting what the heck is gonna happen.
Which also kind of like makes me think, okay, maybe some spoilery stuff starts happening from 4th episode on, because they didn't screen it for the press.
Yeah, probably. In Doctor Strange 2, Wanda will be the bad guy, so the series must go wrong and Mephisto will win.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that. I mean, so far, I think they underutilized Wanda, and I think this is the opportunity to make her like one of the best characters we have in MCU, because she's such a strong and powerful character, and we are seeing this now. But I think that what we're gonna get at the end of this show and then in Doctor Strange, I think it's gonna be something very crazy and menacing and something we don't expect. And I wouldn't mind if Wanda is like the big bad of like Phase 4 or something like that.
That would be cool. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, overall, if you would grade this episode, what would you say out of 10?
I don't know. I don't like grading episodes. Uh, this let's give it an 8.
Yeah, I'm with you. I said 7.5 the first two because I was liking the show, but now
Yeah.
I love the show and I really like where it's going. And I think from what I heard and read online, I think that people who were not on board with the first two episodes, now they are. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, people who don't like it, they're not gonna like it. That's
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
And
Yeah.
also, I think this is the first like thing from Marvel that you actually have to watch pretty much everything beforehand to kind
Would you
of.
say so?
I mean, I mean, to understand her story now, you have to at least watch all the Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but it
I mean, you
was
don't need
the
to
same
watch
thing
Ant Man.
with the other MCU movies. I think it's the same thing
Yeah, sure.
that you
Uh,
have to
but
watch.
I think that people who haven't watched majority or all the content from Marvel or MCU
Mm,
are not gonna appreciate this as much as
yeah.
we do. Just because it is weird, it is quirky, it is what the fuck is going on, and I I think that a lot of people were like, okay, what the heck is going on? I mean, I don't understand it. People in like characters in the show don't understand it.
Yeah.
So how the heck am I supposed to understand it? And I don't like seeing on like people saying online, oh, where's why is nothing happening? I mean,
Yeah.
where's the action? I mean, first of all, it's a show.
Yeah, and it's
So
like, think of it like that. We are 1/3 in.
yeah,
It's kind of like for you to watch a Marvel movie and be like, I'm 40 minutes in. Why do I not know the bigger plan?
yeah.
Like, I mean, just watch it till the end.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, they said it's a show, which means not
Yeah,
everything is gonna be clear in the first episode.
yeah,
I mean,
of
that's
course.
normal. But I will say that nothing was clear in the first episode. Everybody was like, what? I mean, confused as hell. So that's for sure. But be calm, appreciate the filmmaking because they really try to showcase like how different they can be, Marvel like in this case, and they really try to do like this sitcom way and do it in a way they how they did it in like 50s, 60s and 70s. If you watch any of the shows or if you haven't, go like find it and see how similar like the sets are and the way they film.
Hmm.
And like we said on the previous stream, we said that filmmaking is a big thing. Like how the camera moves, it tells you what you have to be like what you have to uh, be focused on.
Yeah, focus on, yeah,
Because
definitely.
it changes. Like when it's a sitcom, it's like the sitcom from the 70s and it's filmed in that way. But
Mm,
whenever something is happening that it's not like sitcom like the camera changes.
hmm.
So look at those small details that really help amplifying what they're trying to do. I
Yeah.
think I like that. I don't quite understand the interest of redoing an ad on Hydra. It repeats the one in episode 2 with the watch. I think that the third, this commercial thing, was mostly like, um, it's I don't know how to even say it.
Mm,
It was it was a showcase of how Wanda is feeling right now.
hmm.
I mean this soap that gives you a good life, feeling you like you feel
Yeah.
amazing afterwards, and this reality makes her feel amazing. I mean, the way she was happy when she was pregnant and doctor said everything's okay, she was like so it was so wholesome to see her so happy. But
Yeah.
underneath this facade is like a character that lost everybody.
Yeah, it could also be like the soap is made by Hydra, and her
Yeah.
just the fact that she is able to create this reality is because of Hydra, who gave her powers.
Hmm.
So I think it's kind of like, yeah, soap is created by Hydra, Wanda is created by Hydra. So I think that could be that correlation between that.
Yeah, I think that commercials are done for a reason, and they are like small hints towards what is going on with Wanda. I mean, the first
Hmm.
two commercials were like from her past, struck her, made her,
Yeah,
and Pietro. The first one was with like the
Stark.
beeping Stark
Yeah.
when they first met Iron Man. Um,
Hmm.
so they're not done for no reason. And I think, even though I thought that we're not gonna get any more commercials from the first two episodes because that was a thing in the 50s and 60s sitcoms, now that we had it in the 70s episode, I think we're gonna get these commercials every single time when the sitcom is a thing.
Yeah, if the next episode is purely from the
Well,
perspective
then
of
not, yeah.
reality, there won't be
Yeah,
commercials. But for sure, if when we are in the sitcom world, I
we're
think
gonna
that
get.
commercials will be there.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think we said everything.
Mhm.
Uh, Hopefully, it was as clear and as nerdy as possible. I mean,
I just had a thought.
okay, okay, okay.
What if in reality we see some people actually putting those commercials together and filming them?
I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
It could. I mean, the first episode tells
somebody
us
was watching on
somebody
the
was
TV.
watching the sitcom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I'm kind of confused. What's Sword's agenda? Because
Mm-hmm.
in a way they know what is going on inside, but on
Yeah.
the other hand they don't really have a clue how the heck is this happening.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a bigger player like Mephisto, I mean, I think the biggest surprise is gonna be if Mephisto is not even in the show. I mean, everybody's
Yeah,
saying Mephisto, Mephisto, Mephisto. Um,
yeah, but I'm never, because like people can be so frustrating sometimes. Yeah, because if Mephisto isn't even a presence in here, it's not gonna be like I'm like that's bullshit, because so many people who have these theories
yeah,
can be like, oh, but I wanted for Mephisto to show up. Well, it's not your story, so
yeah.
sorry.
So you can't do anything about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Marvel made it, and
Hmm.
but now that we are talking about the big villain, there's a thing that has to be connected to these hexagons. I
Yeah,
mean, hexagons are
yeah.
everywhere.
Hmm.
And yes, there's this organization or department of Hydra called AIM, and Hexagon is their logo, but
Hmm.
also there's a character and a villain called Beehive.
Hmm.
I don't know nothing about that character, but I mean, who knows? Um,
I have no clue.
yeah, but like we said multiple times in this stream, I think we're gonna have much more clear vision from the next episode forward, because why would they release the first three to the press and nothing more? I think there's a hint there as well.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah.
did it on purpose for
Hmm.
us to be surprised and for the press to not tell too much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that Star spoilery. You know what I mean by spoilery
yeah,
stuff, like big things revealing.
yeah.
Let's say revealing
I mean,
things
I
will
didn't
start happening
mind
in
that
the next one.
they said like Monica Rambeau is in the show or something.
Hmm.
That's not a spoiler that I would care about. But if
Hmm.
they would say, you know what, in the third episode we get a big reveal of the main villain, I would be like, okay, now I expect it. So it's not as satisfying anymore if we don't discover those things on our own.
Hmm.
But David says the soap commercial might be a GIF. I don't know. What do you say, GIF or GIF?
Uh,
Jive.
I don't know. Yeah.
A GIF from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson from another dimension said that Hydra used to wash people's brains with soap so they can be in another reality with
Eh,
their brains washed. I heard about that.
Brainwashing is a good point here.
Yeah, that could be a thing. And I also saw a clip from Agents of Shield, where Coulson is in a simulation, some sort of simulation, and he talks about this soap,
Oh wow.
like the Hydra soap. Maybe Coulson is gonna be here. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many theories. I mean, the main one is Mephisto is the bad guy. And I would be, like, pleasantly surprised if he's not the main villain and he's not even in the show. I would be like, ha, Marvel got you. Fuck you.
But I think that isn't in the Loki trailer an actual drawing of Mephisto
it
on
is.
like the
It
window?
is. I think somebody in the chat already mentioned that. Yeah, it is. But Mephisto could be like the main bad guy of everything. Why would he be only here?
Yeah.
I mean, the devil, he's the devil.
I mean, we are definitely building towards a big threat once again. You know, like Thanos was a big
for
threat
sure.
of the first saga, and now we are building towards introduction of the other ones.
Yeah, so I don't know when this like big bad is gonna have like all the Avengers against him or her. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing, but I think they're gonna take a completely different approach from Thanos in this new big bad. I think they're not gonna go so big bad appears here and post credits here. Then we're gonna have a movie with him where he has like an underling that is like Ronan was to Thanos in Guardians.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna have like a story arc like that in this saga. I think we're gonna have multiple big bads, and then there's gonna be a big bad who's gonna be like, "Yo, I'm here. Let's fuck you up." And I don't know if Mephisto is that character, but because we are getting Blade, and Blade is devilish, like underworld thingy, I think it's inevitable. Thanos, you know, it's inevitable to have him appear somewhere. Maybe not in WandaVision, but I'm sure I think in Phase 4 we're gonna see Mephisto for sure. Like, his true form and whoever plays him. But yeah, I don't know when that's gonna happen. Maybe in the 4th episode already. Who knows? Maybe Jimmy Wong is Mephisto. Or Kat Dennings, because I mean, the one thing that I want and hasn't been spoiled like from cameos, like you said in the previous stream, Stellan Skarsgård. Please give me Stellan Skarsgård. That would be awesome. And Doctor Strange in the last episode and saying, Wanda, what the heck was that? And doing but yeah, it was an awesome episode. There's nothing more to say.
It was.
If you've got any questions in the chat, let us know. Tell us your opinion on the episode. If you've seen it, if you haven't, I'm sorry, we spoiled you everything. There's nothing more to say about. Probably there is, but we just forgot about it.
Yeah.
I remembered. What the heck was with the stork?
Oh, I think it's just because she was painting the stork on the wall. I think that she, with the coats, she was changing them and everything. I think it was just out of her control, and because she was painting a stork, she like materialized the real stork. I think it was just that.
So it's her doing, but by mistake.
Yeah, unwillingly, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I mean, because there wouldn't be any other logical explanation if there was somebody else, like, again, Mephisto.
Dressed as a stork,
Or just Mephisto, you know what, here's the stork, baby is coming.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't think that every single goofy thing in here has to have a meaning. Yeah. It's a sitcom, of course. They're gonna have
it's goofy. I mean, stuff. Freaking Vision says I'm gonna be papaya.
yeah. Oh, that's a hint at an issue of comic book where Vision becomes a fruit.
Yeah, even though I really like the analyzing of everything, I don't go like every single frame
Yeah,
by frame, just because why I mean, when the picture was spinning, I mean,
yeah,
yeah, sure, great. That means that in the Spider-Man issue 5415,
yeah,
Spider-Man has a spinning problem, and that's why that happened.
yeah. Spider-Man in WandaVision confirmed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure. I think it was Wiccan. Wiccan, I don't know how to pronounce that. From Wanda's womb doing magic. Yeah, it could be. He has the powers, and the babies when they came out of Wanda, they were too big. So it could be them doing all the shenanigans that happen. But another thing, I remembered one more thing, so we can talk about it now. Um, the second scream when Wanda is like, was so echoey?
ah,
Why were what?
you are doing the exact same thing as you said you're not doing. It's just a sound design thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but that was on purpose. That was not
Yeah,
like
I know. Yeah, but
maybe
still,
when she was doing that, she was in a cave.
yeah.
That's why. And in issue of Blade 2415,
Mhm.
Blade is there and saying, Wanda. But yeah, I think we talked about everything. If you have any questions about anything or your opinion on anything in the for WandaVision episodes, really leave it in the chat. We're gonna be here for 5 more minutes if there's something. If not, we're gonna say bye bye and we see you next Saturday when we're gonna talk about how Evan Peters is playing Quicksilver.
Yeah,
And Aaron Taylor Johnson is actually Mephisto,
yeah.
which would be very confusing, but I don't care. Why the
Yeah.
heck not? But yeah, do you have anything else to add?
No.
No. So if that's it, chat is being quiet. Let's wait 1 more minute. Maybe somebody saw something. Maybe Herb was doing a weird look and that means something.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing a lot of weird shit in this episode.
No,
Being,
the best joke of the episode.
oh, the Dottie one.
These earrings make me look fat. Oh, thank God.
Thank-
That was so funny.
It's so random but so funny.
Yeah, it's like classic sitcom humor, and I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. Well, yeah. If there's nothing else to add, the chat has been quiet. Anyway, thank you for being here, Matits. Thank you for being here as
No
well.
problem.
We're gonna see each other on the stream next Saturday if everything is normal, because who knows, maybe a meteor is gonna fall on the earth and WandaVision is no more. So stay tuned for next Saturday. If you want to see any of the reactions that we did, they're on our channels, so you can watch that. And there's a question, so we're not gonna go. David, did you talk when Agatha said Ralph looks better in the darkness? We did not.
Yeah, she keeps mentioning her husband. Yeah,
Nah.
and that's apparently like a clue people are saying.
I mean,
Yeah, I found it interesting because everybody's saying like she's mentioning her husband a lot.
yeah, in the comics, Agnes, what is, it hasn't been confirmed that Agnes is actually Agatha Harkness or whatever, and her character made the deal with the devil, Mephisto, and this Ralph figure has been mentioned every single episode and we haven't seen it, but also that's a sitcom trope to mention
Yeah.
characters that never appear.
And we already mentioned in the last week's
Yeah.
episode who is Ralph.
Yeah, and we said
It's Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio, of course.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai / WandaVision crossover. Stay tuned,
Yeah.
episode 4, when Ralph Macchio is gonna kick some ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for everybody for being here. Thank you, Matits, once again. WandaVision is awesome, so we cannot wait to see episode 4. But that's gonna be it. Watch it, rewatch it, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Matit's channel, and we see you next Saturday for sure if nothing else bad is gonna happen. So
Mhm.
bye bye.